All right, welcome ladies and gentlemen to the Game on Dota 2 Invitational, brought to you by Dota 2 Lounge and Azubu. Today we have the matchup between Samurai Champloo and Power Rangers. And my name is Cygnus, I'll be your caster today, and I am joined by the talented Android. Hello there, Android.
Hey, how you doing? I'm doing really well. This is my first time casting this tournament. It seems like an awesome opportunity. We've got some incredible teams, incredible lineups on these teams. This match is going to be a best of 3. This is a single elimination tournament, and of course the first place is 1,300 euros. That is a pretty big prize pool.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, and both these teams, of course, they have a lot to lose because, as you mentioned, it's single elimination, so whoever ends up losing any of these matches are completely out. There's no loser's bracket, there's no second chances, so they have to bring their A game to every single one of these matches. So we're getting to the first picks and bans of the game, and we are seeing a first ban on the Lone Druid and a first ban on the Earth Spirit. What do you think about these bans, Anne?
Well, I think they're pretty common. Obviously, the Lone Druid is such a strong offlaner here that Primal Roar on the Bear is certainly something enjoyable from 6.86, and, well, the Earth Spirit as well is a very in-demand pick. Great roamer, can set up some great initiations and very survivable, so getting those two heroes out of the pool, well, it's going to make for some more interesting lineups, I think.
Certainly, and I mean, we did see that the Earth Spirit had recently been pretty significantly nerfed with the range on his Aghanim Scepter. Do you feel like this makes him less of a viable choice, or do you feel like the Aghanim Scepter is only one aspect as to why he's so in demand by professional players?
I think the the Aghanim Scepter is pretty much secondary. It's not really that commonly picked up. When it is picked up, it had a huge win rate, so I'm kind of glad that got a little bit of a nerf, but I think Earth Spirit, with or without Ags, is still very in demand and has the potential to just go in and completely win lanes.
Absolutely, I agree. And do you know, actually, it's kind of interesting. We see Samurai Champloo here. They have actually opted to first phase ban the Nature's Prophet, which we don't normally see. We often see, you know, like maybe an Invoker, or Avenge, or a Gyro, or something like that. So what do you think of that? Is that more of like a just defensive ban to make sure that we aren't going to see that global presence from the Nature's Prophet and the kind of split pushing capability of that hero?
Yeah, I mean, all of these bans so far, except for the Invoker, have been typically offlane picks. Maybe the Earth Spirit is sometimes played as that support role. I've seen him in the offlane, I've seen him all over the place, but just getting those offlaners off the board, because they're so survivable, so hard to take out, and obviously the Lone Druid, as well as the Nature's Prophet, can be a nuisance the whole game through, just constantly applying pressure, and well, now that they're out of the pool, we're going to have to see some different offlaners picked up. We've still got the Darkseer, we've still got the Faceless Void, so there's a lot of options here on the pool.
Definitely, and it should be mentioned that like Samurai Champloo, they actually end up first picking up the IO. So this could potentially mean that Power Rangers are going to be forced to pick the Tiny if they want to try to stop that combination from coming out. And it's going to be a lot of pressure on So Clutch to whether or not they're just going to continue to go where they want to go, maybe with like a Venge Gyro pickup, or they could try to stop what Samurai are going for. I actually haven't seen Samurai play the Tiny IO combination before, so we'll see how effective it is today.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and certainly the IO doesn't always have to pair up with the Tiny. It's obviously one of those super well-known strats, but I've seen it paired well with a Huskar. It's worked out incredibly well with a Sven in a couple of games that I've seen, so they're not locking themselves into one defined strategy. Power Rangers starting with some power picks here. My goodness, we've got the Chen, and we've got the mid Outworld Devourer, another one of those huge in-demand picks right now.
Absolutely. Last night we saw an OD being played, and he ended up going 23-2. It was just an absolute slaughter with that hero. And even with the intelligence lineup of the other team, he still just, 2 hits, and they were done. There was an Enchantress in that game, and I think she didn't stand a chance. It was like 2 hits, and she was just fluffy tail destroyed, unfortunately. But yeah, Outworld Devourer and Chen, I really like these opening picks from Power Rangers. They're very aggressive, and it looks like Samurai are going to go for IO Gyrocopter as their first phase, which I actually really like. I feel like Gyro and IO pair very well, and Gyro, of course, can just get relocated, use the call down. That's enough crowd control for him to be able to maybe pick off a support or even a carry if he gets enough farm. So I'm actually really
10
impressed with
seconds
how
remaining.
aggressive this game is going to look. With the Chen, though, I feel like Power Rangers are
5
sitting
seconds
on a
remaining.
bit of an easier early game, at least so far with their draft. So what do you think about these second phase bans that are coming out in? There's a Witch Doctor and a Juggernaut.
Well, I think Power Rangers banning out the Witch Doctor is incredibly important. Witch Doctor would be super, super in demand here for Samurai Champloo because of the team fight potential of that guy. He drops down the cask, he drops
10
down the Death
seconds
Ward,
remaining.
forcing the enemy team to take as much damage as possible from both his spells
5
and the Gyrocopter's
seconds
call down,
remaining.
potentially Rocket Barrage as well. So making sure that the Witch Doctor's out of the pool is going to be really, really
Reserve
key if
time.
Power Rangers want to be able to go into team fights without feeling like they're just going to get killed immediately.
Dire team
Alright,
back.
and we have the Sven ban, which actually is kind of surprising coming from Samurai Champloo. You'd feel like they would want to keep that in the pool, maybe play like a little bit of like a mind game thing going on. But looks like they're just gonna get rid of that. But oh, Power Rangers picking up the Disruptor, really great choice against the IO.
Yeah, that's gonna lock him down a good amount, but again, Disruptor is super, super squishy, so it kind of depends who gets the jump on who. If Disruptor's the one to initiate things and start things off with a Kinetic Field Static Storm, the gank will be very successful, but if Disruptor gets jumped on, well, Gyrocopter can slap him down in 2 or 3 hits towards the mid-game.
Absolutely, and I also see that Power Rangers have
10
gone
seconds
for the Bane ban. I also think that this is a really
5
good ban
seconds
to
remaining.
have for Power Rangers. OD, he needs to be able to right-click throughout the entire team fights. If you have a Bane on you,
Reserve
even with
time.
just a Nightmare or the Fiend script, you're not going to have a very happy Outworld Devourer. And not only that, I mean, there's a lot of gank potential for going into the mid and trying to take out that OD during the laning phase. So I'm actually pretty happy with how the draft is going so far. Nothing too out of the ordinary or super pocket picky. So I'm pretty impressed actually by Power Rangers and Samurai Champloo. It should actually be mentioned though that I am wondering if we may see like a Kunkka or a Legion Commander coming out from for attacker, because he's actually considered the best like Legion Commander player right now in Europe.
10
Like at least one of
seconds
them. I
remaining.
think he's like in the top 5.
I think that could be a possibility.
5
I've seen
seconds
IO
remaining.
Legion Commander paired up before. It's very, very pocket, very situational. I think they're going to wait to decide
Reserve
until
time.
last pick, last ban to see if they can even pull it off. We
Yeah,
could
certainly.
see a mid Gyrocopter. I've seen it run pretty recently, but it is also just a little bit harder to get off the ground, making sure he stays safe, especially up against an Outworld Devourer. I think Gyrocopter might end up getting punished pretty heavily.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if we see. Do you think it's going to be Black playing the Gyrocopter?
I think that's possible. It really depends if it's going to run mid, because it could be Gyrocopter IO, as you mentioned. It could also be IO paired up with another carry. I'm surprised to see Samurai Champloo ban out the Sven. I think it could have been really strong, but for reliable stuns, they're going to go the way of Vengeful Spirit on that support roaming hero. I think that works out very well. It's going to help a lot with teamfight positioning, so if someone gets in a sticky situation, they can get swapped back out, defending against Disruptor Kinetic Fields, against Disruptor Glimpses, so that'll be fun, and we'll see if they can get the most use out of it.
Absolutely. I
10
think
seconds
it's also going to be really important once she gets the
5
Aether Lens
seconds remaining.
that we're going to see IO kind of a lot more safe,
Reserve
because
time.
typically good teams will instantly focus on the IO, and if Vengeful Spirit is there with him, then you will see hopefully the IO stay alive a little bit longer.
Yeah, well, we've got a Beastmaster pickup from Power Rangers that's most likely going to be their offlaner. He's pretty survivable. His Boar and Hawk offer some really nice vision around the map, which is going to be key, especially with roaming heroes like the Vengeful Spirit and whoever the IO decides to pair up with. So having that vision, knowing where the enemy heroes are, is going to be really key for Power Rangers to stay in their lanes and get the farm that they need to take the mid-game.
Absolutely, and not only that, I mean, Beastmaster has an insanely powerful laning phase now. As you mentioned, his
10
boars
seconds remaining.
not only offer a lot of vision, but can be used to last hit from a distance,
5
so
seconds
you
remaining.
can also just use your whirling axes to secure a couple more last hits as well.
Dire team
And
back.
at high
We've
level
got a
games,
Phoenix.
yeah, I'm actually pretty impressed with the Phoenix pickup so far. But quickly, is last thing I'll say about Beastmaster is His ultimate is really, I consider, one of the best spells in Dota 2. It's probably like the top 3. And at level 16, it's a 4-second stun that pierces spell immunities. So those BKBs that are going to be coming out on the gyrocopter are not going to be as effective. And yeah, Phoenix, what do you think about this pickup, Anne? This is pretty interesting.
What I think and what I want are different things. I think this is going to be an offlaner. I want it to be a mid Phoenix. I've seen it run pretty recently. It absolutely dominated the last time I saw it. That ultimate able to go in and pretty much stop any team fight in its tracks. So much space created. And if Phoenix does take that mid position, I think he'll be able to harass back the OD with those fire spirits. So unsure where that's going to be laned. I know mid Phoenix is very much a pocket strat, but with Samurai Champloo's draft so far, we could see anything.
Yeah, definitely. You are 100% right on that. I mean, Samurai Champloo have picked up essentially a team that can be laned pretty much in at least 2 lanes, if not all lanes. I mean, we can have a roaming Venge, it could be a core Venge, we can have a mid gyro, most likely probably in the safe lane. That's typically more traditional, but you never really know. Phoenix could be an offlaner, also, as you mentioned, could be played mid, so you don't really know what exactly Samurai are going to be laning, and so it's really hard for you to kind of counterpick or know where to send your carries. I really actually like this sort of kind of mind game strategy that we're getting out of O2, the captain. However, the last pick coming out of Power Rangers, So Clutch, going to pick up the Weaver. We haven't seen very many Weavers, actually.
I've seen a couple Weavers. The last time I really remember seeing a Weaver completely take off was during the Shanghai Major qualifiers. But I like Weaver because he does not need a babysitter. One of those carries that can just sit in the lane, constantly apply pressure, and doesn't need a support there with him stacking the jungle, doing whatever he needs. So Disruptor's free to roam around now, and they could set up some nice early kills. And we've got a Razor as the last pick from Samurai Champloo, so their laning is still kind of a mystery. I'm thinking we're going to have a mid-Razor, safe lane Gyro Io, and off-lane Phoenix, but, you know, there is still flexibility.
Absolutely. I think for this particular matchup, I would really like to see, I think I would like to see the Gyro go for like the Sanjay Nyasha for more heavy stats, maybe like the drums, and kind of try to fight pretty early, like level 7, level 8. I'm looking at Power Rangers, and I mean, they have Chen and Beastmaster work really, really well together. Outworld Devourer can fight pretty early as long as he like maxes his orb, but I'm not so sure about this Weaver. Do you feel like he really lends to what their strategy is going for? I mean, they're going for like a super early push kind of strategy, and I just feel like Weaver needs a little bit more time to kind of be back and farm and get some good items.
I think that's actually a component of their strategy. The way I look at their lineup, yeah, they've got a lot of early game potential, but then everything's going to rest on Weaver's shoulder as they scale into the late game. So it's a very long-winded lineup. They have something for the early game, they've got something for the mid game, and then they've got something for the late game. So they've got strengths in all 3 phases, and well, Champloo's lineup, it gets stronger as the game goes on. So hopefully Power Rangers can start off with a lead.
Absolutely, and so we are going to get Champloo. It looks like the IO is just going to go for the straight bottle build, so I think this is going to be a dual mid. And we have the Phoenix going for the boots first. What else is notable here? Pretty much typical stuff coming out. Chen is going to have his sentry wards ready to place down either in lane or on the ward spot, so might have a little bit of a fight here between the offlaner. Oh no, So Clutch is just going to force his way forward and make sure that Phoenix is not going to be able to secure any runes.
Well, without further ado, you want to go ahead and introduce the teams?
Absolutely. So I will start with the Radiant with Champloo. So on Champloo, we have Mr. Black Potato playing the Phoenix. On Io, we have O2. We have Attacker going to be playing the mid Razor. We have Garter playing the safe lane Gyrocopter. And last but not least, we have Carrie, who will be playing the Vengeful Spirit. And a little attempt by Black to steal that bounty rune. Was not successful though. And would you like to... Yeah.
Yeah, the runes do split 1-1. On the side of the Dire, we've got Power Rangers. We're going to have Tanza on the mid OD in this jungle. We're going to have Crazy Kid on the Chen. Over here in the off lane, getting off a really nice block, we've got E2, E4 on the Beastmaster. Up here in the top lane, we've got So Clutch on the support Disruptor. And finally, Weaver is going to be playing Weaver.
Weaver, yes. We apologize, ladies and gentlemen, but yeah, that name is not being pronounced. We'll call him Az, I guess, Az for now. Wow,
Absolutely.
actually a ton of harassment coming out on this Phoenix already. Disruptor doing a great job of already zoning this offlaner. Meanwhile, I think Beastmaster's in a little bit of a better position.
Yeah, Beastmaster, extremely survivable, but he's up against a tri-lane, so he's got to be just a little bit more careful, as Gyrocopter has the potential to spray out a ton of damage there with that Rocket Barrage. Carrie hasn't chosen to level any of her skills yet. Most likely going to be going for the stun first, but maybe if she decides to go down... Oh, nope, we've got the stun levels. Couple stand-ins that are pretty notable. Carrie, I believe, is actually Minuts, the X-Alliance player, and up top in this top lane, I believe that is Black himself.
I really hope so. If it is Black Phoenix, I don't have we really seen Black play Phoenix before? Is he well known for this? Don't think I've ever seen him play it, so I'm not sure if this is the Black guys, but we're gonna pretend it is because
Mid lane.
Oh,
A little bit of initiation here as Attacker is going to use that static link here onto the OD. Razor, you'd think he'd have a little bit of trouble going head-to-head with this yucky int ranged hero, but Razor's actually getting some fair trades out of this. If we take a look at the last hits, Chen's actually going to be the big daddy leader, and no surprise there, Chen jungle is so successful.
oh, here's the setup.
We've got an Astral Imprisonment coming out of it now. Attacker going to be trying to do what he can. We've got the Arcane Orb doing some crazy damage. Attacker is running low on that int. The first blood goes the way of Power Rangers. It's going to be Outworld Devourer snatching that up. He's feeling real good in lane right now.
Oh yeah, most definitely. That was very well played and a good rotation quite early by the Chen. Certainly doing what he needs to do. That's the great thing about Chen is it's all about decision making. It's really just goes to show how Crazy Kid kind of knows exactly when he can go in, and OD certainly makes that a little bit easier because he has that 4-second setup at like level 1. It's pretty good.
Here we get Attacker trying to get a little bit of revenge for just securing some nice easy damage for himself, so he can go back to last hitting. Pops off a deny just kind of as a screw you to the Outworld Devourer, and well, it looks like the action's going to stop there as all the rotations are back in their proper lanes.
Alright, so just a little progression on the overall last hits. We are seeing Weaver sitting at 17 and 7. Meanwhile, Chen right up there with 16 jungle creeps to his name. Meanwhile, Gyrocopter pretty much free farming underneath this tower. Garter just gonna pick himself up on the 15 and seems to be last hitting fairly confidently underneath this tower. So Beastmaster forced to the offlane hard camp to try to get a little bit more CS, but he's already run that and doesn't really have much to do at the moment. He's not getting any value from this roaming, at least for now.
Yeah, like you said, for now, none of the drafts have really come online just yet. Mid lane, we're going to have some more initiation here. Astral Imprisonment, just to kind of stop the Razor in his tracks. Such a strong spell here against a Razor that's kind of known for just chasing you down and harassing you constantly. So the Astral Imprisonment, just a nice big pause button on those initiations.
Certainly. Now, it should be mentioned that at least right now, with only 1 level in Unstable Current, that the OD actually does have a little bit more of a movement speed bonus on Attacker for now, but that's certainly going to change as the laning phase progresses, and OD will probably have a harder and harder time getting away. He's always going to have that reserve 120 mana to make sure that he can get away from that Razor. Oh, top.
I
Oh,
don't think
Black.
anything's gonna come on this. They're gonna spray the bugs out.
Glimpse.
They've got the glimpse. He's gonna be brought back, but I think he's just gonna Icarus stab to victory. Black
Oh.
is getting kind of low with that bug, and that looks like the Sakuchi is gonna go in. One more last, it'll secure it. But Io TP's in, keeping Black alive for now. Harassing the Weaver out of lane. Black is gonna get out of this one alive. He could actually turn it. He has the Fire Spirit ready. He's gonna let Weaver off with a warning this time, but certainly showing that Power Rangers are not in such a commanding position that they thought they were.
Absolutely, and actually forcing the Weaver out of lane, but he's gonna loop around behind. I think maybe just get like... No, he's just gonna do his own thing, continue to farm away. Meanwhile, Crazy Kid on the Chen. He's ready to come in again. He is going for 2 of the Dark Troll Summoners, so are we gonna see like maybe a quick like 7-minute tower here if he's gonna continue this way, or is this just to kind of speed up his farm?
I think towers are going to be the play here. Getting a nice early map advantage is going to give more room for the Weaver to farm, more space for Beastmaster to roam around and get farm, and, well, I think there's nothing wrong with going for an early tower push. And again, 2 Dark Troll Summoners. Well, that's a nice big hint there, but where's the first tower push going to come out? Because I think Radiant are going to be on point with their rotations.
I think, see, that's the great thing about Samurai Champloo is they have had really great rotations so far. I just wonder, you certainly can't make it for the top because Fire Spirits are just going to slice through, and it looks like it's going to be mid.
Yeah, we've got an Astral up on the Razor. He's gonna be popping out of that, gonna be feeling very scared. We've got Attacker trying to do what he can. He's gonna get slowed up. He's gonna get netted up by the Dark Troll Summoners. Io's in, trying to help out, but now we've got the Beastmaster here. It looks like the Razor is gonna fall as well as the Io, so rotation was not enough to save the Radiant from this one. And now, well, we've got an army of Chen creeps like none other here at 5 minutes in the game. We're gonna be pushing on this tier 1, and Power Rangers are probably gonna secure their first tower of the game.
Now, there'll be an early fortify. There is going to be a teleport in, but there's just so many creeps here. Alright, yeah, they're going to rotate the Phoenix, which is the right play. Black having to dive out. And here comes the Razor again.
We've got Gyro actually TPing in. There could be a lot of damage now coming out from the Radiant. We've got Nuts rotating in. He's got a stun, but no ultimate yet, so there's going to be no swap out on the Vengeful Spirit. Looks like Beastmaster going to be getting called back there by the Chen, so Radiant just kind of left scrambling around the map, trying to keep their tower up. They do succeed with that, but the kill score now is 0-3, and Champloo are not getting as much out of the lanes as Power Rangers are.
Absolutely, and another great thing to mention is they had to rotate their carry, Gyrocopter, and that's going to secure a little bit more farm for the Beastmaster. He's going to be able to get his Necro most likely a lot faster now, and that's just going to add to the push potential of, Attacker in the mid? No, just kind of doing the static link things, just Razor things.
That's the best way for Razor to harass this OD, just making him hit just a little bit less hard, but he has to be very careful with how deep he goes, because if he gets Astral imprisoned under tower, well, that's probably going to be the end of Attacker once again, and he's already 0-2-0. He's got to start playing a little bit more carefully.
Yeah, absolutely. Every single time he seems to be pushing the lane a little bit, trying to secure some last hits using his plasma field, and the biggest problem is that it leaves him open to Chen to just keep rotating these creeps again and again. This is the third time.
I mean, they're not smoked up here, so Razor probably has some sort of clue. Io's gonna scout everything out. The Skeletons, they fall, so this looks like it could just be a waste of Chen creeps' time. But we'll see. We'll see if anything comes of this here. There's going to be a rotation around back from Beastmaster. Is he going to look to use that Primal Roar? He does have it skilled. He's going to walk into the Io here. This could be a nice, easy pickup to start things off. We're going to see the Boar and the Hawk cast. And Io, what are you doing here? He's toying with his food. He's going to pop out another Boar, but these kind of look like weird dragon things. We are going to see Nuts rotating.
There we go.
What team is everyone on here now? Razor gonna be going in. Carry gonna be using that missile to start things off, but looks like Beastmaster might just be able to scoot on out of this one. He has brown boots only, but he's fast enough to get away to safety, so a lot of teasing there, but no real initiation coming out.
Yeah, that was
very confusing.
Very
I think
confusing.
Next level mind games here, but Black Potato gonna be in some trouble getting netted up by the Chen creeps. Looks like there's gonna be a glimpse back here by the Disruptor, and now we are gonna have a stomp trying to keep himself alive, but no. It looks like Weaver gonna secure another kill in the game. So now Weaver is gonna be able to push this tower very quickly. The kill score is just adding up more and more in Power Rangers' favor.
And the first tower does go down at 8 minutes and 40 seconds. And we already have Crazy Kid. He has the additional armor from the Buckler, and he's going to be going for that Guardian Greaves real fast. And actually, they're gonna keep pushing for that tier 2.
There's no reason to stop.
So there's the second fortification, and meanwhile mid we have a bit of chasing going in. Astral Imprisonment's out, and there's Beastmaster.
There's the shout, and it looks like maybe if OD's not careful, he could go down, but no, gonna use sanity to secure that.
And call down.
We've got a call down. There's gonna be a Hand God cast by the Chen. Now Carry going in, trying to finish off So Clutch, but he's gonna get netted up himself. So Clutch may end up going down here, but no, Carry dropping very, very quickly. Black Potato trying to do what he can. Carry is gonna fall here. Chen gets the kill from that. It was one of the creeps that takes him out. Now Weaver's diving deep, wants to get Black Potato. Negative earn on that guy. I don't think the Phoenix is gonna get out, but no, Weaver finishes him off. Power Rangers are just running away with this game. At only 9 minutes in the game, take a look at the net worth and XP charts.
Alright, let's take a look at, wow, Power Rangers sitting at almost 5k overall advantage. And we should also mention that while this is going down, Beastmaster with his Boars has also secured more tower gold for the rest of the team. And yeah, the overall XP also just capping out at about 4k at the moment. And it's going to be in one tier 2 down in the top lane, off lane, completely dismantled.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing Radiant can do about it. Power Rangers, the Chen pick was so key for them, and I would definitely expect maybe a first ban next game. We are going to have Black hit harass from the Weaver. I don't think he's going to be able to get finished off, but that's just forcing the Radiant back once again. Power Rangers, they got in, they started with a lead, and they've just been strangling the Radiant this entire game.
Absolutely. This sort of momentum is really key for their lineup, and I'm actually quite surprised. I wasn't 100% sure about the Weaver pick, but it's really worked out completely. He's been playing it so well. His supports are on point. You know, here I was thinking, oh, maybe he's a little bit squishy, might have a hard time against Phoenix, but he's having no problems.
Yeah, here in the Dire, we're going to see Disruptor feeling so confident walking up into Radiant territory. That's not usually how you see a Disruptor 10 minutes in the game, but you know what? There's nothing to stop him. Here in the bottom, we've got a Weaver diving under this tier 3, going to be taking a Fire Sprite to the face, but not even scared at all. There's almost nothing this offlane Phoenix can do. He's so poor. Third to last on the last hit chart, and in terms of net worth, well, he's second to last as well.
Yeah, and also on the bottom, we do have the tier 1 being also just destroyed by the Chen creeps. There will be a good rotation coming out, but can they attacker and the rest of his team can't really commit. It looks like they're going to be chased down with Disruptor, that level 3 glimpse ready second he sees anyone.
Yeah, if this fight goes poorly for the Radiant, I think that could just be GG. There's very little you can do to come back at this point. Taking a look at the net worth variation chart, Weaver and OD on the side of the Dire topping it out, and it looks like there's going to be a Roche attempt on top of that.
And should also be mentioned that if we take a quick look at the overall just vision game, their Radiant have no vision whatsoever on that Roshan. So they don't even really know that that's going on.
I mean, to be fair, it's a ridiculously easy Roche, an early Roche for this lineup. Usually you don't see, you know, an OD, a Chen, a Disruptor taking down a Roshan at 12 minutes in the game, but
Yeah, absolutely.
This game is going so well for the Dire.
Yeah, it's very well executed by them, and it's not to say that, you know, Samurai Champloo on the Radiant here are unskilled. It's just that their draft is not working very well against how powerful this Chen pushes. And on top of that, we have all of these crazy auras coming out. I mean, we have the Alpha Wolf, we have the attack speed bonus coming out from the Hellbear, so there it is, the second tier 2 down, ladies and gentlemen, at 12 minutes.
Under attack.
Yeah, we're at 12 minutes. All the Dire towers are still up. Looks like Radiant are posturing to maybe take their first, but the tier 3s are going to be under siege very, very shortly. Rotations back from the Radiant. Looks like Weaver diving in, trying to get things started. This could be the full 5-on-5 fight we've been waiting for. Attacker goes in with the plasma field to maybe start things off, but so clutch. Going to be ready with that static storm and trying to catch out all the Radiant heroes they can. Dire backing off for now. They're not feeling quite confident enough to dive onto the high ground, and I think that's the safe play. They've got all game if they want to keep farming, because I think Weaver is just going to scale better than the Gyrocopter at this point. Garter's been starved since minute 1.
Yeah, the Weaver, he's already sitting, actually, yeah, we'll take a look at the item progression so far. So the Weaver is sitting right now on the drums, and Urn, Power Treads, and the Aquila. I actually really like this build when it's in with the rest of this team, because he's already receiving, you know, he has the mechanism bonus from Crazy Kid. The drum is just going to help them push towers even faster. You know, normally we'd see, you know, the Lincoln's Desolator, that sort of thing, but he doesn't need a late game. They're trying to make sure that this is, you know, this is done by, you know, 25 minutes, so. Let's see what else is coming out really on Garter. I mean, he has an Ogre Club, so he is going for, like, maybe that Sanjay Yasha build, but it's just, he has an Aquila and Phase Boots. Like, that's the only kind of real value that he has out of his net worth so far.
Yeah, I mean, the Sanjay Yasha is obviously what he'd like to go for ideally. He may end up having to change his mind and go for the BKB just to survive a team fight on his high ground if he needs to. But I don't know if he'd even get the farm for that. Here in the mid lane, we are going to see Weaver dive in onto carry. Mynuts has to be very, very careful here. Has the missile, but still no level 6. Going to be going with the bugs, making sure there's vision. Now carry, trying to do what they can, but just going to be going down. A Vengeful Spirit is no match for a farmed Weaver. And now we're going to see maybe the final chokehold coming out as Dire putting all their resources towards this mid lane, trying to go for the last exterior tower.
Alright, so the final tier 2 already being sieged at 14 minutes. It looks like it's a pretty strong game right now for Power Rangers. However, don't leave Samurai Champloo out in the dark. High ground defense might be where they can make some plays. I mean, they do have the plasma field, they have the egg on the Phoenix, and they also have, of course, the Io who can kind of spam a couple spirits, so you never know.
Call down as well.
Yeah, call down. Oh, did I not say call down? I thought call down and did not say I did not say call down, Rip.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Well,
attack.
here we're going to see the final bit of pressure applied to this tier 2. Looks like the Radiant do have a fortify, but they know the high ground push is coming soon. They don't want to bust it just yet. We are going to have Beastmaster go in. He has the Primal War ready, so he could try to start things off. Instead, I think the target might be Gyrocopter in this top lane. He is out in the wilderness here with absolutely no vision. And I think he's going to get punished. He has a TP, unless he casts it right now. Well, I don't think he's going to get out. There's going to be TPs up to this top tower.
Yeah, there
They want to get him. Looks like he is going to get A-toast up. Glimpse back after the TP comes out, and now he's going to try to call down himself to victory. I don't think this is going to work. I think there's just too much damage here on the side of Power Rangers, and he is going to go down. Disruptor killing off a Gyrocopter at 15 minutes in the game. Oh man, the kill score is 0-9. Is there any way Champloo get back into this, or should they just tap out now?
It's really, I think it absolutely is going to come down to how the high ground push goes. That is one of the aspects that Power Rangers, you know, they do have a good high ground siege, but a couple good cheeky plays, maybe a good couple pickoffs, you could see their momentum start to fall off, and Gyrocopter maybe gets like one of his key first items out. I mean,
mid lane, we've got a Primal War committed onto just my nuts, and now it looks like the Weaver is going to go through, get an unbelievably quick kill. This is just hurting if you're Samurai Champloo.
yeah, unfortunately, Carrie getting picked off.
relocate.
Is under attack. Dire's structures are
We've got the
fortified.
IO bringing in Garter, who just seemed kind of AFK, going to Galactic. I think he's going to call down here, but that hasted OD might end up punishing him. He's going to get astraled up. The Wisp leaves him here to die. There's some teammate brutality here as Garter. There's nothing you can do to get out of this one. And Disruptor, 2-0-2 on this guy. Aegis is going to expire, but it doesn't even matter because Power Rangers, they don't even care. They're all full health. They haven't been killed off once this game.
Yeah, not a single death so far. It's 0-11. It looks like it's pretty cut and dry, but here is the moment of truth. They're going to start pushing down bottom, and we're going to see whether or not there's anything that Samurai can do. I feel like if this tier 3 falls, we will most likely get a GG out of Samurai, but I can't call it.
At the net worth difference.
Oh no.
It is over about 16,000 difference at 17 minutes in the game. That is
I'm pretty sure this might be a
absurd.
record. I'm almost certain that this is very close to a record.
It's not looking good if you're Champloo, and they've got some really powerful players too. They've got My Nuts, X Alliance, they've got Black, obviously one of the stronger players here in the European scene, but maybe the synergy's just not there. The draft was kind of wonky, and I think some of the risks they took aren't paying off.
I completely agree with you. As much as I hate being like, this is a very, you know, as much as I hate like calling games or being like, this is completely one-sided and there's no way that Samurai Champloo can come back from this, it's really, at this point, I feel like it's going to take a huge misplay from Power Rangers and like a perfect execution from Champloo to really try to end this momentum. And I mean, look at these carries. I mean, they're all just sitting back. They're all like
bottom
up on their
lane.
hunt. Oh no, again.
Dire, they know something's up. There's going to be a double TP. Can they break it? It looks like Shen doing what he can. He does get the IO out of his TP. Gyrocopter is going to get into safety, but Outworld Devour pops that star like an absolute bubble. There's nothing the Wisp can do. Again, 0-12 is the kill score. Mid lane, we might see some more action here as Weaver comes in, finds out the Vengeful Spirit as well as Attacker. He's just gonna 1v2 this. He doesn't even care that the mid Razor is here. He's gonna get another kill onto the Vengeful Spirit. She's now 0-4, probably feeling very, very useless at this point. Because, you know, Vengeful Spirit, one of those heroes that controls the pace of a team fight with her swap and her stun, but she hasn't gotten a chance to use it. And just turned level 6 a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, 20 minutes, level 6, you're sitting with brown boots and half of an urn on a Vengeful Spirit. You are not a happy support at the moment. However, oh, that's, you know, Plasma Field maxed. It's going to take out all of the Chen little Chen skeletons. So, I mean, at least he has that going for him.
Yeah, but he's 6 on the net worth chart. He doesn't have any big items. Looks like he's going to be going for the Band of Elfskin, so... some sort of Yasha item, but it's not going to come out in any sort of reasonable timing.
Yeah, actually, let's take a quick look at the item progression before we start seeing this high ground push. I mean, overall, we have... Oh, we have the Sad and Yasha coming out, but that's not really going to stop... Oh my goodness, the Phoenix is gone for a Midas. Do you feel like this
like
is...
that.
I like it too, but also don't really like it. I feel like maybe... I don't know, I feel like something else should be coming out. I think none of them have, like, a mechanism that could maybe offer a little bit of help during the team fights. I don't know. It's hard to say what you should be doing when you're this far behind, but...
Yeah, as a rule, I really like Midas on the Phoenix, but like you mentioned, they need some bigger items, they need a mechanism, and even if the farm for the mech couldn't come out, the Midas is worth it on the Phoenix because it pays off in the long game. It keeps him up with levels, keeps him up with gold, but at this point, I don't think the game's even going to go long enough to make the Midas worth it.
Yeah, however, maybe that's like the little glimmer of hope, you know, alright guys, if we can just deal with this siege, this constant siege for the next, 10 minutes, maybe we can come back from this. I mean, the high ground push has just been very slow. Like, I thought maybe we would see a tier 3 down by this point.
I think at this point there's no reason for Power Rangers to rush things. The Gyrocopter's not going to get unbelievably huge anytime soon. He's 4th on the net worth chart, surpassed 3 dire heroes, and
yeah, he's not even
the
close.
longer Weaver farms, the better it's going to be for Power Rangers, so they're just kind of sitting back and enjoying the ride at this point.
Absolutely. I think what they're going to do is they're going to wait for the BKB on the OD. He's almost there, another 300 or so gold, actually about 200 gold. And we have the level 3 Necro book, which will be coming out very shortly for Beastmaster if he so wishes to go that way, or he could just pick up a Blink Dagger. It's one or the other.
Speaking of pickups, take a look at our Weaver.
Yeah.
We've got the Casual Desolator, which is obviously a very prominent Weaver build, but the Dragon Lance, what do you think of that?
I actually really love this because it increases, obviously because of the Geminate attack, it increases just how safe the Weaver can be from a distance and just continue to right-click without really worrying too much and having to use his time-lapse. So it's just another one of these items that is so good for Weaver to be picking up. I really like it.
Speaking of items Weaver's going to be picking up, he's probably going to be getting down that second Aegis of the game. Well, that little stone monster is no match for the Dire right now. They are feeling so confident. Weaver's already freed himself up a slot. How do you kill that bug once, let alone twice, if you're Samurai Champloo?
It's going to be pretty much, as I said before, it's going to take a pretty big misplay from Power Rangers at the moment to really throw this game. And, I mean, as we mentioned, the net worth that Champloo have, they don't have really the items that are really going to make huge differences in the team fight. I mean, Razor's sitting on a drums and Aquila. The Sanjin Yasha, while it's great for stats, isn't going to really lend all that much to Garter to be able to stay alive. The Midas is doing 0 during those team fights for Phoenix, even though he is getting a little bit more net worth, but... Alright, here we go in the bottom lane.
We've got the Plasma Field coming out from the Razor to start things off. The Fortify is going to be cast. If the racks are under siege, there's nothing the Radiant are going to do to stop that. Now we've got the Disruptor still holding onto his ultimate if he needs to use it, but Phoenix as well hasn't popped the egg just yet. Weaver going to be slamming down that tower. It's going out. He's going to scoochie himself away from the danger, and maybe this is it for the Dire. They're going to go with the slow siege, go in, get a tower, back off with all their lives intact.
Yeah, there's no, there's no rush. Exactly. They can just play this very carefully if they so wish. They have the Aegis on the Weaver, so I imagine we're going to see Az playing very... Oh,
Glimpse
no.
going in. It is going to catch out Attacker. He's going to be trying to run away. In fact, the Static Storm's going to be helped. We have the Primal Roar here from the Beastmaster. Looks like the IO going to be the first to fall. We've got the call down from the Gyrocopter, getting the Dire kind of low. No one falling just yet here as the Hand of God able to do some real nice things. The Guardian Greaves still ready to go if they need those as well. Weaver's got the Aegis. He's got some lifesteal as well. This is just so one-sided. I think this might be the most one-sided game of Dota I've seen in a very, very long time, if not ever.
100% agree. The melee rack just being completely sliced through by this Weaver and this... Oh, and he disjoints the magic missile as well.
It looks like Vengeful Spirit gonna be killed off once again. My nuts just really feeling the burn here from that little buggy, and Phoenix falls as well. I think we are just a couple of moments away from a GG call here as the first rack's gonna be shot down, followed up by that ranged, and I mean, you're down to mega creeps, and now Gyrocopter just getting burned here by a couple auto attacks with Weaver, and Weaver's still got a good number of minutes left on that Aegis. This is just the Radiant trying to play cleanup, while the Dire continue to apply pressure in every single lane.
Absolutely. Another good thing to mention is the Beastmaster made a, pretty straight up play, solid play by just using his Primal Roar on the IO when they had the high ground vision, and that really stopped the Razor from being able to do very
Got
much.
the gyro
Oh.
up by the Outworld Devourer, uses a call down, trying to get himself alive, but now the Outworld Devourer shows off that shiny new BKB, gonna using the Sanity's Eclipse, picks off 2, he's getting very low himself, attacker trying to do what he can, but gets caught out by the Static Storm. Oh my gosh, Chen is just an absolute monster here. Looks like there's gonna be an immediate buyback from the Gyrocopter. He wants to go in, but Io getting very, very low. The tower's gonna be falling now. It's down to the second set of racks. Black Potato, he's got the egg, but he knows as soon as he goes into that, he's just gonna be picked off once again. There's so much damage coming out from PR. The kill score is 0-19. I don't know why Champloo are still holding on. Maybe they're waiting for that misplay like you talked about, but this is just crazy.
Absolutely. The other thing that I should mention is that Chen's been playing this really well. Oh, there's the Atos.
I mean, Weaver doesn't even care.
Yeah, no, he just...
Looks like the bugs are gonna be caught out. Carry finally gets a missile onto that Weaver, stopping him in his tracks, but now Weaver just going in and melting the venge down. Caldown gonna be getting the Weaver very low, but again, he still has the Aegis. He might end up falling here, but that's okay. He doesn't even mind. Guardian Weaver's gonna keep him alive. He hasn't even fallen once, let alone twice. Phoenix is gonna go down. With Weaver's last breath, he's gonna go ahead and get another pickup as well. He has an ultra kill. He's beyond godlike at 26 minutes. GG is called.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, I have never seen a flawless victory like that, but well executed. Yeah, well executed by Power Rangers.
Over 30,000 net worth difference at the end of that game.
Yeah, so 30,000 at 30, well, before 30 minutes. That's, I'm almost 100%. I'm going to talk to our stats guys. I'm almost certain that that is a record in Pro Dota. I think that's the highest lead that we've seen in 30 minutes. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. We will be back with game number 2 of Power Rangers versus Samurai Champloo, brought to you by Azubu and Dota 2 Lounge.